Now, let's discuss Cisco Firepower Next Generation Firewall. What I'm gonna do is I will create a topology, and this is the internet. Now, this internet is connected to, hold on, this internet is connected to our router, and our router is connected to these appliances. So first, our firewall. All right. Next, our IPS. Next, our malware protection. All right. Now, all of these are connected to our network. Okay, let's say this is our enterprise network where we have PCs, servers, and wireless devices. Okay, now let's talk about how the Cisco Firepower Next Generation Firewall works. You see all of these components, the firewall, the IPS, the malware protection. Oh, I forgot one thing. We also have, it's actually part of the firewall. This is the content filtering. And this filter many things. All right, now, all of these components, the firewall, the content filtering, which is part of the firewall, IPS, malware protection, these are all, if you combine this, these are all the next generation firewall or our firepower. Okay, now the router obviously is not part of Cisco Firepower, although the firepower has routing features. And there's another part that is missing. So this is the technology that's running on a firepower appliance. Now, for those who are not familiar, firepower is the appliance, okay? And the operating system that runs in firepower appliances is FTD. But there's still something missing. There is a management controller or a management appliance. This is what we call the FMC or Firepower Management Center. Again, this is our Firepower Next Generation Firewall. Now, how does it work? Well, that's what we're gonna talk about now. So, most, if not all, security appliances consist of policies. So you create a policies and you apply the policies either in an interface or to the appliance itself. But in next generation firewall or firepower, you apply these policies on the appliance via Firepower Management Center or FMC. So we create policies. Now, policies, like any other policy configuration, consist of rules. Now, in firepower, there are many rules. Okay. Now, the first rule that I'm going to talk about is the firewall rules. So I'm gonna add here firewall. Now, so let's have a review on firewalls. When there is a request going into the network, it is sent to the router, and the router, it does stateless inspection. Okay, firewall does the stateful inspection. So if the traffic is permitted by the router, it will now be inspected by a firewall. Again, this is stateful inspection. So I'm gonna add here. So our firewall rules are stateful inspection. All right. Another attributes of our firewall or our firewall capabilities under Cisco Firepower is it doesn't only do inbound. It doesn't only inspect inbound. It also inspect outbound. So as you can see, I can send traffic from the user. So one of these users send traffic to the internet, and the firewall can inspect traffic outbound. So I'm gonna add here inbound or outbound. So what I mentioned, some policies, best examples are ACLs. ACLs are sale policy. This is applied on an interface level. Some policies, like what we have here in Cisco Firepower, is applied to the appliance, to the device. And how would you know which one is the source and which is the destination? Well, there's a direction. You can also use the direction based on zones. So I'm going to add here based on zones or zone based. Right. What else? You can also create rules, and instead of assigning or configuring the source and destination IP address, you can also configure the source and the destinations based on security groups. Okay. And lastly, probably the most advanced feature of firewall is content filtering. This works not only on layer 3 and layer 4 of the OSI model, it also works up to the layer 7. Again, content filtering. Now, this works more of the outbound. Remember, one of our clients sends outbound traffic, and what will happen is this content filtering feature will do inspection. What do you mean inspection? So it will inspect what website or what website category is this user is about to visit. Let's say he's about to visit websites such as porn, gambling, or other illegal websites. What will happen is instead of the user will be able to visit this website, no, it will all be blocked by the content filtering feature under firewall. Okay, so that is firewall. Next, let's talk about the IPS feature. So IPS feature, okay, so let me just add. So most firewall is not just Cisco Firepower. Like most firewall out there, when you say firewall, I forgot to mention that there should also be a VPN feature. We're gonna talk about VPN on other videos, but yes, VPN is a feature available in our Cisco Firepower. So let's proceed with IPS or IDS IPS. Okay, so take note about IPS. Since the Firepower and the IPS slash IDS is running in the same appliance, it's always IPS. Before it does the inspection, it should be allowed by the firewall first. So meaning, if the traffic is allowed by the firewall, and let's say this is inbound traffic, okay, it will be allowed by the firewall first, and once it's already allowed, we'll proceed with the IPS or IDS inspection. So the inspection capability of our Firepower uses Snort engine, okay, because the original creator of Firepower is also the creator of open source Snort. Now, like any IDS and IPS, this is signature based and behavioral based as well. Right. What I like about Cisco Firepower IDS and IPS capability is it allows to discover endpoints. So it will be able to discover these servers, these wireless appliances, printers, IP phones, etc. So the reason why we want to discover endpoints is because based on the findings, based on the information it gathered, it will recommend rules. Okay, take note of this. It will recommend rules because there are many rules. There are many signatures, but the question is what signatures, what rules that you need to enable based on your current environment. Now, the reason why discovering of endpoint is very important because it automates the rules that will be enabled, and basically it automates most of the configuration of your IPS or IDS policy. And think about this. If your, let's say, workstations are Mac OS, okay, and your servers are Linux based, all right, so Mac OS for the workstation, Linux are your servers, and maybe your smartphones and your tablets are also Mac based. So in this case, there's no need to enable signatures or rules for Microsoft operating system or Microsoft based devices.